Hi, my name is Ballesteros, and my topic is about never giving up. To start, I want to ask you all a question. Have you ever felt like giving up? Well, although a lot of people have, I'm here to tell you that you shouldn't give up. To me, giving up means that you are going to let someone or something defeat you. And in my life, I've had to learn to not give up many times. And in these times, I've had big lessons and small lessons. But I can see that altogether, they've taught me to keep going and to never give up. As Helen Keller once said, a bend in the road is not the end of the road, unless you fail to make the turn. This means that if you give up, you won't succeed. You'll stay where you are and you won't get the achievement you wanted to achieve. But if you do keep going, even through those bends and those challenges in the road, you will achieve that achievement. And some people even go higher. So today, I'll be talking about a few experiences that I've had in my life that have taught me to be more determined. When I was 9 years old, I started to play baseball, but I was not the best. Most people were better than me and they had a lot more skill and experience. It was hard for me just to focus on myself. But once I finally did, I started training. It wasn't just like that though when all of a sudden my mind was focused on me. At tryouts, I couldn't even think of myself. I saw how good the other players were and thought I could never match up to them. But like I said, when I finally got out of that habit, I started training. And training took a lot of time out of my day. But I was doing it for a reason. I wanted to be like those other people. So almost every day, I would try to push myself and go outside and do something related to baseball. And I would always try my hardest. And after a lot of work and a lot of effort that was put in, I finally got there. I was finally like them, with the same experience and the same level. But that part doesn't matter, the part that I compared myself to them and thought I needed to be like them. The part that really matters is that I never gave up, and I kept going, even when I felt frustrated and I felt like I couldn't do it. So this showed me to keep going in life, even when it feels hard, and to never give up. I've also had asthma, which was really bad earlier in my life. Asthma is when your lungs are not fully developed, so it makes it hard for you to breathe. And I have asthma because I was born premature, which is being born earlier than you should have been. Now, asthma has had an effect on me in many ways. One of these ways is when I'm playing with my friends, I have to take more breaks than them because my lungs are not as good as theirs. Theirs can breathe better than mine. But for me, that's not the worst part. For me, the worst part about it is treating it. I absolutely hate treating it, and I feel like it's wasting my time. I feel like I could be doing something way better for me, something more productive. I feel like it's useless. But currently, I've learned that that is not the case. Because right now, my asthma is almost gone. And the reasons why are because I've done what my doctors have told me to do, and I kept fighting it, even when I felt like there was no reason to. Even when I felt like I should just let it take control. So this showed me to not give up in life, even when it gets hard and you feel like there's no reason to keep going. Because there could be an achievement forming, and you just don't see it. I'm also going through something right now that is showing me to never give up. It is my schoolwork. Every day I try to work hard and study hard. My mom is a very hard worker who runs a business, and my dad is a very hardworking surgeon. I wanted to follow in their footsteps, so I started working harder and studying harder. And as some of you know, when you do this, stress can build up. And when stress builds up, it can go crazy, and it's hard to control it back. And like I said, it's not just that. I also have to learn how to rearrange my schedule and put some studying in there. Sometimes I have to take part of the day out that I like and replace it with studying, which I don't really like doing. But I'm doing it for a reason. I want to be like my mom and dad. I want to be successful in life. So I'm going to keep going, even when there's bends in my road and challenges, because it's also teaching me a valuable lesson: to never give up. I also thought of not doing this TED Talk. I thought that I wasn't good enough and that everyone else would be better than me. But the truth that I've learned earlier in my life is that if you never give up, you will succeed. So keep going. Stay strong. When you stumble, pick yourself back up. Don't think of yourself as a failure. Think of yourself as an achiever. And most importantly, never give up. Thank you.